Surf sports is always exciting, but racing does not get any more exhilarating than this. We are back at the beautiful Southwest Rocks on the New South Wales Mid-North Coast for the showpiece event of the IRB season. This is the 2026 SHARKSKIN Australian Championships. My name is Sam Jordan, and it is an honour to be with you for the first lot of finals that we are going to see here at Southwest Rocks. It's also my first time being at an IRB Championships, but thankfully I'm sitting alongside, well, one of the greatest to ever do it, the 24-time Australian champion, the inaugural captain of the Australian team and Hall of Fame inductee, Kate Harris. Kate, how you going?
It's actually really nice to be here and warm. I spent 21 years being cold at these carnivals, so stoked to be here and watch it from this side.
And thankfully for all of our competitors, the sun is shining here at Southwest Rocks today as well. We have seen a little bit of rain over the past few days, and that has made the conditions very interesting for our competitors today. And for more on that, let's head down to the beach for the very first time to say a big hello to Harold Marshall. Harold, how's it looking down there?
Perfection is the word we're going to say, because we are down here at Southwest Rocks. We are just on a high tide, so we're dropping tide, which means we are going to see a little bit more movement and shape in these waves. Water is sitting at about 20 degrees, so it's actually really nice and warm out there. But though it's going to be quite warm on the water, it is going to be hot on the surface, because we are up to the 23 finals for the SHARKSKIN national titles. This is amazing. Let's go.
Yeah, thank you very much, Harold. That is very well said. We are standing by for a start. Just a reminder that we are going to see our under-23 finals today. They are standing on the line for the under-23 female tube race. That is the first final of the day, and that will be the first gold medal that is handed out here this afternoon. We will have a start list for you in just a moment, but we have competitors from Barwon Heads 13 Beach, Team MS, Caves Beach Maroons, Sunset Beach from New Zealand, Team HC, Kiama Downs Red, Kurrawa Team A, Frankston, Who Brought the Molly, North Cronulla Hot Mess, and Kira Team A. They are standing by. Boats are in the water. This is a really exciting part of the day for these competitors as we get into the tube race, where competitors will fly off the beach headed for the first turning can. Once they have rounded that, the crew person will jump out of the boat and into the water, beginning the swim with the tube to their patient who is waiting at the third can. After picking them up, it's a swim back to the boat and a race back to the beach. Whoever is first across the line will win. Kate, this is a really technical race.
It definitely is. Obviously, it comes down to a swimmer swimming 25 metres out, towing a patient 25 metres back, which is it's a real hard thing to do. But there's so many technical things. They've got to jump out with the tube in their hand. They've got to clip up their patient. It all comes down to doing everything right in this race. The best swimmer in the world might get some bad luck with a bad driver.
Yeah, that is why every little skill set matters today. As we ran through those club names, Kurrawa, Point Lookout, Caves Beach, North Cronulla, Barwon Heads, 13th Beach, Kiama Downs, Sunset Beach and Caves Beach. There is so much on the line here for this race today, as we are waiting for a start. Kira, so impressive through the rounds. They're the Queensland State Champions. Kiama Downs on screen. We are now in the starters' hands for our first final of the day.
So the starter there will just be waiting for even waves for everyone across the beach. You don't want to send one person under a wave.
nervous moments on the sand as we're just waiting for a start. We can see one hand up in the air there. No doubt the adrenaline being felt by all the competitors at the moment.
Yeah, it's that stress and nervous energy before the gun goes.
And now they are away and racing in the under-23 Female Tube Race Championship of Australia. A little way there across the bank. A couple of our teams stumbling there, but now they are out and flying towards that can. So it's very even across the field at the moment. The northern side of the field looks like they've got the best of it. That is Barwon Heads 13 Beach. They are first into the turn, and now we have our swimmers in the water.
So swimmers in the water, they've got to swim out 25 metres. Once they get to that patient, they're going to see them throw the tube to the patient. And the patient will clip it up themselves. On the way back, the patient can only kick. They can scull underwater, but they can't break the water with their hands. And
on the bottom of the screen there was a massive move being made by Kira Beach Team A. That is Charlotte Cross swimming. She's a Shaw and Partners Iron Series competitor in her first season of IRB racing. And look at that swimming that has moved them up to the front.
So she's gone to the front there. Now it's going to come down to this pickup. Drivers going in already. It can be won and lost in this pickup. So, as soon as you pick up, it's basically done. So
Kira looks like they've had a great pickup there. North Cronulla just getting a little bit stuck. Barwon Heads is now clear of the turn as well, but it is Kira Beach Team A who is out in front. That is a very handy lead on their way back to the beach. A clean dismount will see them win the Australian Championship. They've had such an outstanding season. Queensland title in their grasp, and now they are the Australian champions. Barwon Heads 13 Beach in second, and it looked like it could have been Kiama Downs coming across the line there, just further away from the camera. It was hard to pick up the cat, but it was a close finish for third, but the skills came to the fore for Kira Beach.
Absolutely. She's been driving so well, and obviously when you put in a swimmer like Charlotte Cross, you've also, it comes down to a lot to the patient as well. Their patient there, Spencer Moncrief, he's won an Australian Tube title himself. So having a strong kicker is a big thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is the team of Charlotte Cross, Finlay Regan and Spencer Moncrief. Let's relive that race. It was over in a flash, but the team from Kira, they weren't the first in the boat, but they made a really strong move when they got to the can. Barwon Heads 13th Beach flying out, and then it was Charlotte's turn to take to the water.
It's always going to be a swimmer of that quality and that strength with a great patient. They're always going to be able to reel in some of those other girls.
It's unbelievable to think that she's in her first season of IRB racing. It's not surprising how well she has taken to it. She's such a skilled surf competitor. We've seen that across all disciplines, but now she can add the title of Australian champion to her name as well. She and the team of Kira Beach Team A standing by with Harold Marshall.
First final done for the day. Finn Regan, Charlotte Cross. Competed last year, but did you find a little bit of extra pressure noting that you've got a superstar next to you?
Yeah, look, nerves are definitely high, and obviously I wanted to give Charlotte a good start. I know she can swim, so I've always got that to back us up. But yeah, it feels really good just to get the gold, and after backing it up at States as well. So yeah, biggest achievement yet.
Huge achievement, and you talked about the state title, so there was a bit of pressure through there. Charlotte, how have you find that transition from, I guess, standard surf sports into this amazing experience that is fully electric with IRB racing?
It's so different, completely different. Like, you go out in a surf race, it's about 400 metres long, it's just yourself. Whereas out here, you're running into a boat, you're only swimming about 50 metres, but my God, it's a hard 50 metres.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, your Australian champions from Kira for the under-23 tube race.
Yeah, thank you very much, Harold. Huge smiles on the sand, and it is not a surprise given the way that they just executed in that final. It was Kira Beach Team A, Charlotte Cross, Finlay Regan and Spencer Moncrief winning gold ahead of Barwon Heads 13 Beach Team MS at Stephanie York, Mia Osler and Ryan Wilson. And it was Kiama Downs who came across the line. Kira Dale, Ella Cleo Cook and Bradley Honey are the bronze medalists. A huge claim coming across the line And it's not surprising to see why as well. It is so tough to not only get into these finals, Kate, but also to come through and win a medal. That is the perfect way to begin the finals this afternoon.
It's always a great way to start off your finals campaign. For that Kira team, they'll just be riding on high now, the men's and the women's, knowing that they've got a gold in the bag and they can keep doing it.
And now the men are standing by as well. This is our start list for the under-23 male tube rescue. We have Kurrawa Team B, Nobby's Beach from Newcastle, Kira Team B, Point Lookout A, Kira A, Kurrawa A, Barwon Heads 13 Beach, Chicken Nuggets and Miami Beach Team A.
So we've got a great field there. The Kurrawa guys actually won this last year, with Kira coming second and Newport in third. I noticed on that start list that Spencer Moncrief, who patiented the last gold medal, has gone back out to patient again. So he's going to be blowing, and hopefully he's got the fitness to get him through that.
Well, there's no rest of the competitors, no rest of the commentators either, because we are standing by, ready for a start on the beach. These athletes ready, feet are on the start line in the under-23 male tube race championship of Australia. Into the starters' hands. Give the starter silence on the beach. A tricky little shore break, just waiting for a nice even start. Does look as though we saw in that last race some of those boats, just a little bit of water for them to navigate in terms of depth across the start line. So the starters doing everything they can to make sure that everybody gets away cleanly.
A big thing that happens in these races that a lot of people wouldn't know is our handlers who are out there with the boat, they can move the boat back and in. So handlers can win you a race, putting it in the perfect water and making sure it's perfect for you to get off in as little as water as possible.
Big responsibility for all of our crews. We'll just keep an eye on Barwon Heads 13 Beach, second from the bottom of the screen there in that white, green and red cap. They won this event at the Interstate Championships representing Victoria to open our Australian Championships. Here we are, ready for a start. And they are away and racing in the under-23 Male Tube Rescue Championship of Australia. Some different tactics being taken in the water there. Barwon Heads, one of those teams to opt to get into the boat a little bit further into the beach as the waves come through, and now it is them that is out in front, Kate.
They've done the good gamble there. They had it a bit shallower, they got off. It comes down to handlers for that.
Yeah, that's right. Lots to do for our competitors on the northern end of the line. That's Kurrawa Team B and Nobby's Beach, but the swimmers are into the water, and it looks as though Point Lookout might have nudged their way to the front. They are on that fourth can for the top of the screen. It is very tight at the moment.
So coming down, Patient's clipping up now, which you can lose ground if they don't do that quickly, so you've got to really work together in those events.
Point Lookout doing that very well, but so too Kurrawa Team A, who has started to come to the fore. They are the Queensland State Championships, with Kobe part of last year's Australian winning crew, and a big move being made from Kira Team B towards the top of the field.
So
this pickup is all important, very important now, Kate.
That pickup is so important, and we've got them coming out at the same time, so now it's going to come down to a race finish.
Very tight between Kira Team B at the top of the screen and Kurrawa Team A currently in second. You can throw a blanket across the line for third place. Now to navigate the shore, it looks as though that Kurrawa got a little bit of a boost. A sprint finish coming up to the line. It is going to be very close, and too close for the commentators to call at the moment. It looks as though Kira is celebrating, but that is going to be very tight between Kira and Kurrawa. Just when we thought Kurrawa might have been able to, they got a very good boost over the top of that little wave. It allowed them to hit it clean, but it is Kira that is celebrating on the sand at the moment.
It did look like they could have just got them in that, and it did come down to that pickup. They went in at the same time, just maybe a bit cleaner getting into the boat. Once you're in the boat and driving, you're going to drive away from anyone who's still swimming.
How hard is that to execute? The tube race, everybody rightly associates it with it, really relying on the swimmers, but as we saw there, that pickup did decide the Australian Championship.
Absolutely, it's so important. I've put it, the swimmer's the one doing all the work. When I was driving it, I felt like I was the Uber driver. I've just got to get all of my stuff right because they've done such hard work swimming, and it is a hard job to do that swim, so you want to do everything right to help them out.
Yeah, that's right. So we could see Point Lookout on screen there here in our race replay. That was the pickup from Karawa. That's Point Lookout on screen at the moment. They did a good job of getting back into the boat, but it was Kira Team B that came out in front just ahead of Karawa. This was the moment that they needed to deliver, getting out of that boat clean. It was a flying finish across the line, and look at the smile. And Kate just having a look there on screen at the finish of the race replay. Kira Team B coming across the line as listed on that can in the start list there. And they are standing by with Harold Marshall, who is down on the beach. Harold, it was a very close race finish, but you are with our champions.
Champions, Team B from Kira, Jacob, Bryce and Mick. B's got to stand for best.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I mean, Cody and Ty, they almost did it last year. We've been biting at their ankles all year. It feels so good to have, I guess, just pipped on the last one here.
All right, talk to us. What's this?
Yeah, so this is the Point Kira Challenge, and it's the first time winning it, so pretty happy with it, and gold medal, so it's pretty special to me, first season.
So, in Australian Champions, Mick, sum of all parts, it seemed like it was perfection, another gold medal for Kira. What is so special about the squad?
Oh, just because it's that little bit more on everyone rather than the driver and the crewing, I guess. A little bit more for the patient to do. So it feels a little bit more special.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the under-23 tube rescue champions. Team B from Kira, B for best, better. Let's go.
That is well said, Harold. B for best. They are on top today. A fourth place finish at the Queensland State Championships and fourth in their semi-final, but now they are standing on top of the podium ahead of Karawa Team A and also their club mates, Kira Team A, coming across the line for that bronze medal ahead of Point Lookout and Nobby's Beach. That is a very, very good start to the afternoon for Kira.
Oh, Kira would be stoked with that start. They've got the maximum points in the girls, and they've got first and third in that race just then. So that's starting them off the day with a really good set of points.
Yeah, that's right. We are now moving on to the under-23 female mass rescue. This is the first time we're seeing this event for the afternoon as well, so we will be talking through this course because, as we can see, Kate, it is quite a specific race as well. The name is Mass Rescue, and like it suggests, there is going to be plenty of action. Teams will fly off the beach, rounding the first can before heading to the second to pick up their patient. Once that's done, it is then back to the beach where the first patient jumps out, the driver runs the transition, the boat is turned, and it is back for round two. The same course for the second time, fighting to come back in first.
Yeah, it's really important that change around. So they'll come in, park the boat. The driver wants to put the boat as far up the beach as they can so they have to run less. But that means that the crewman and the patient have got to turn the boat off sand. So it's all a balancing act of how far you can push it up to be able to get it back in the water to be able to start again.
Yeah, that is right. And this is our start list from the top of screen. In alley number 1, we have Kira Team A, Barwon Heads 13th Beach MS. They are actually the same team that was racing for Hampton last year that did take this event out in a 1-2 for Hampton. We have Karawa Team A, Kays Beach White, Broad Beach Team B, Karawa Team B, and North Avoca Hit and Miss. No doubt they are hoping today is a hit because they are in the final. And as we've seen already in today's racing, that it truly is anyone's race once we are in the decider. So some looks of determination there on screen from Point Lookout. Our competitors are on the start line, and Kate, once again, some nervous moments, just trying to calm things down before they hear that starting gunfire.
Yeah, trying to relax as much as you can until the gun goes in the air and then switching on. I think it's really going to be on form, a race between 1 and 2. So you've got ex-Hampton girls racing for 13th Beach against the Kira girls. The Kira girls took this out at the state titles. And then you've also got Point Lookout. Ella, who's come through with some really good form. She's on screen at the moment there. She'll be looking to spoil the party of 13th and Kira.
And we mentioned the party of Kira. That party's already started. Charlotte and Finlay backing up after winning gold just a few moments ago. They are going to be on the northern end of the line. little bit of relaxation work perhaps there, a bit of manifestation from Point Lookout on screen. Just waiting for a start here.
You'll see a lot of different people on the line. Some people are dancing around, having fun. Other people are laser focused on their cans and ready to go. Whatever works for you, you've got to do it.
I always find that I generally race better when I'm trying to be relaxed. Once I get in my own head, you don't want to be there. So these competitors just having a little bit of a hold at the moment as we wait for a start. Inspecting that little shore break. You can get a sense of it in the background there on this shot on screen at the moment. It's only a small wave, but because of the fact it's being driven by a big southerly system that's moved up the New South Wales coast in the past few days, it is wind-driven, and that makes it very uneven across the line as well.
Yeah, you can see on that wide shot that we've got waves coming in all over the place. Off they go.
And off they go into the water. The teams in the middle of the field have that chance to run across the shallower water on the sandbank, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're first into the water. And we can see it right now as a little wave starts to stand up. That is going to slow our teams on the top of the field. That was Kira and Barwon Head's 13th beach. Out in front at the moment, it is Kurrawa, followed by Caves Beach White in second. Barwon making a big move into the can there.
Everyone did a really good turn there. There was no one who let anyone else in. We've got a bit of a mistake from the blue
one
can.
of our teams at the bottom there. I think that could be Caves Beach White. They've slipped further back. And now it is Barwon Head's 13th beach out in front. They are the Victorian state champions. They get a little bit of airtime flying over the whitewash and their way back in, and they're going to get the first opportunity at this transition.
Absolutely, and she's taken it right up the beach. Give herself a less run. Her crewman and patient have got it back out. She'll get straight back into the water there. There's no reason she shouldn't contain that lead going back out.
Yeah, and a fantastic transition from Kurrawa as well. They finished 4th in this event last year, punching through that whitewash. Lara and Dana, they want to be on the podium this time around. It looked as though we might have had Kira come out of the boat there, Kay.
I think that was Kira's driver and crewman have come out of the boat then. So that's a
that is a big moment in this race.
A
big moment in this race. It is over for Kira, but out in front, it is Kurrawa Team A who are now making their way back into the beach. A flying finish from what we can see there. Barwon Heads, look at the move that they have made out in front, and they're streaking away further with it on their way back in. That is outstanding.
They just nailed that turn and pick up. Absolutely nailed it.
It was a tight race going into the cans, but it is not at the finish. Barwon Head's 13th beach out in front. It was Kurrawa in second, and a very tight finish there for the bronze medal as well. Celebrations for Barwon Head's 13th beach. I called it as a tight race going into that turn, and in the blink of an eye, it was a huge lead for the team out in front. That is textbook IRB execution.
That's just racing under pressure. She's only young. She's done it before, but to go into a turn neck and neck with someone and hold your ground and actually come out that far in front, she's definitely got more maturity than what probably her age is, I think.
Absolutely, and experience on the board as well. They've been having an outstanding season, like we have been saying. So many competitors at Barwon Head's 13th beach, racing under the Hampton Cup last year. Hampton 1 and 2 in this event last year as well. And we can see that Victorian dominance here too. Barwon Head's 13th beach, Team MS first in the semi-final, and really executed when it counted as well. So that is them on screen. Threw a little shory on the beach, threw another wave over the top as well, but they looked as though they popped that one expertly. And look at that gap, Kate.
Yeah, just those little skills on the can, and it's resulted in a 100-metre win, where it was such a close race before that.
Yeah, that is exactly right, and into the arms of their teammates who are waiting by to celebrate as well. That was an extraordinary performance from Barwon Head's 13th beach Team MS, who is down on the beach with Harold.
Mia Osler is the name, Moz referred to by everyone else. How are you so fast? We've seen it year after year, but to turn up again and execute with perfection, what is so special about today and finals day?
I think for us, coming in new colours this year, so we've had some massive support behind us, just from our club and then from the rest of Vic. That's really got us there, to be honest. We've had so much support, and we're so grateful for Sam, Jake, Len, Berkey, and everyone else. There's so many. But yeah, put in the hard yards, and we've gone back to back, so hopefully I'm off probation.
All right, talk us through your team. Who we got with you today?
I've got Steph, who's just swam at tube as well. Sam and Kai with us as well, so elite team. couldn't be happier.
Excellent. So here we have it. Now, being in the boat with someone that is so fast, what is your role? What are you required to do?
Well, I'm the crew, and as you can see, we had quite a ripper set come through, considering today's conditions, but I had to hang in the front and keep the boat down, which we did.
They were poised, they were powerful, they were precise. They are the Australian champions, ladies and gentlemen. Barwon Heads 13th Beach.
Thank you very much, Harold, and a huge congratulations to Barwon Heads 13th Beach. Kate, we were speaking about how difficult this race is to execute, how difficult it is to do so under fatigue, particularly in that second time around. But to go back-to-back, that is extraordinary, and it just shows how talented this team is.
Absolutely. They've got a big future being so young.
Yeah.
I don't actually. I think that might be the first ever Australian gold medal for 13th Beach.
Wow.
Barwon Heads.
Wow.
They have medalled before, but
Yep.
I don't think that they've had a gold before.
Wow, that would be an extraordinary result if it is the case. And if it is, that is some way to do it as well, because that was a near perfect race from the under-23 Barwon Heads 13th Beach team of Steph York, Mia Osler, Kai Slavinskas and Samantha Pownell as well. Karawa in second and third. Good result for the club. But now we are back in the water. There's no time to delay because we are on the start line for the under-23 male IRB mass rescue. And at the top of the screen in that northernmost alley, we will have Point Lookout Team A, then Kawana Waters Team A, Brighton Wallarcars, Queenscliff Coffee, Thirroul Not Sure, Kira Team A, Newport Odyssey, and South Melbourne's Kahuna Daddies. Kira Beach, the defending champions in this event, still three of the four team members that did line up and win gold last year are back on the line. Finlay Regan is the new man in, replacing Michael McAteer. They won the Queensland state title. They were first in the semi-final here yesterday as well, and given what we have seen from them, they are going to be very tough to beat. But on a racetrack, in conditions that really can serve up plenty of surprises, we wouldn't have expected to see someone come out of their boat like we just saw in that last race. And now we are underway and racing for another Australian title. Once again, it's the teams in the middle of the field who look like they can run out that bit further, and it looks as though they have made the most of it. Kawana Waters with a flying start at the top of the screen, but that is Kira Team A, who maybe, just maybe, has their boat in front at the moment.
Yeah, Cody Nash is super fast to the boat. He's just nailed that turn, so if he can get this pickup right, he may come out in front of this.
Yeah, and I do believe it is Kira in front now at the moment. We had a little slip up from Newport at the start, but it is Kira out in front. South Melbourne's Kahuna Daddy's making a really strong move on the way back in as well. It looks as though Queenscliff Coffee might be in third place, but now into the all-important transition.
Watch the run on Cody Nash here. He is super fast.
That is explosive run.
Yeah.
And now on the way back down into the boat, talk us through getting back in and moving again.
Getting back in, you want to have your crewman have you in shallow water so you can get a clean jump in. He's got to turn the motor back on and get it started again.
And not only did they do that, but they had a really nice run where their boat could connect to the water, and they had that little bit of acceleration once they got through that shorey. The rest of the field looked as though it did get hit. So it is Kira's race at the moment. The defending champions are out in front. Thirroul making a big move there too, so too Queenscliff. But
he's absolutely nailed that turn and pick up.
Perfection in IRB racing from Kira Team A. They can look around at the moment on their way back in and soak this one up, because this is going to be a big win for Kira. The defending champion South Melbourne making a big move, but the race is going to be Kira's. An arrow celebration coming across the line for Jaya Arrow, and Kira will claim back-to-back gold medals in the under-23 male mass rescue.
Yeah, he's an absolute talent. His older sister was in the Australian team and has won multiple gold medals, so he's been around it and watching. The last couple of years he's just come into his own, and I think we're going to see him racing in these open finals.
And from everything we've seen, we're going to see him at the front too, because that was extraordinary racing. Let's relive that under-23 male IRB mass rescue. Kira didn't have it on their own terms from the start, but the moment that they hit those cans and we saw that technical driving come to the fore, they just streaked out in front.
Absolutely. It was textbook turn and pick up for him, and that's what you need to do on the big stage in the final. You need to be able to nail those little things.
And this was a big moment for me as well. Getting back in the boat, they bump over this first little wave, but get a nice clean shoot through what would have been the second. You can see Ty and Cody there picking up their patient, flying back to the beach, and enough time to celebrate it coming across the line. That is the dream as well. And into the arms of the Kira team, who is waiting on the sand. What an extraordinary start to this afternoon of racing for Kira Beach. Another gold medal to their name, the team of Ty, Cody, Tia and Finlay. And Harold is on the beach with the Australian champions, the back-to-back champions, Kira Beach.
You said a word about being extraordinary, but was there an expectation, noting how well you guys have been racing, that you could back it up and go back-to-back?
There wasn't really any expectation. We've been training real hard this year, and felt good to just get that third in a row.
Brotherhood is a big thing. Sisterhood is a big thing. Family is a key word with the Kira crew. Talk to us about the season that you guys have had.
Mate, it's been good. All of us has just bonded really good together, and it's just created a real second family for us. So it's just good to get down there every week. I think everyone just looks forward to that Sunday session, just being around each other. So it's been good.
That's it. Moments and memories, and we'll just talk to you again one more time. What else we got left?
Not much. I'm just really proud of these boys. You know, they've worked really hard to get here. So, you know, to be able to take the gold again is just an amazing achievement. So, yeah.
The Mass Masters, gold medalists, Australian champions, the Kira under-23 boys getting it done once more.
Thank you, Harold. Some afternoon for Kira Beach. Kate, what kind of lift does that give the rest of the club and competitors when they see their teammates making a flying start like this?
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing better than celebrating around your team. It lifts everyone else. You go into the next race going, those guys do it, we can do it too.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and they're certainly feeling that at the moment. It was Kira Beach, Team A in front. It was Thurul that came across the line from second. That was a massive move through the field for them. South Melbourne's Kahuna Daddies in third. Queenscliff Coffee finishing in fourth. They were pushing the pace for so much in that race, just missing out on a medal there ahead of Point Lookout, Kawana Waters, Brighton and Newport as well. That is the mass rescues done, and now we are getting ready for a start in the first of our Teams Rescue Finals this afternoon, and this is what we're about to see. The event is bigger in numbers in the teams, and that also means it is bigger action as well. It's the same course as the mass boats, flying out to the Cairns, picking up their patients, and then heading back to the beach. But this time, the transition tags a new driver, and together with a new crew person, they do it all again.
Yeah, so it's the same essentially race as the mass, but you've got a teammate to do it with now. So that can lift teams. A lot of people race better when they're in a teams race environment, so you might see those guys lift.
And that is certainly going to be the aim for all the teams that are taking part as well in what is another exhilarating final. We are off and racing here in style at Southwest Rocks for the 2026 SHARKSKIN IRB Australian Championships. And this is our start line for the teams final for the women. It is BlackRock Dream Team in 1, Kawana Waters Team A in 2, Karawa Team A in 3, Barwon Heads 13th Beach, Naughty Girls in Alley 4, Point Lookout Team B in 5, Caves Beach Maroon in 6, Sunset Beach from New Zealand in 7, and Miami Beach Team A. They are lining up from Alley 8. Plenty of eyes on the Karawa team. They're the Queensland State Champions. They came through by winning this semi-final. Caves Beach Maroon, that was second last year. They had, well, Tali, Shea, Haley and Victoria all part of that team's second at the New South Wales State Championships as well. So plenty of quality right across the field. This is our start line in the water, on the sand rather, but we also have eyes in the water as well. Kate, when this starting gun fires, I think we're going to see maybe a little bit of different tactics now as that tide looks like it starts to drop out further. Some teams opting for some different tactics to get away clean.
Well, definitely, you've got to watch your lane before your race. You've got to see what the water's doing, how far you can bring your boat in the transition. You don't want to be stuck high and dry and let your teammates have to deal with that.
Yeah, that's right. It can't be a set and forget throughout the finals. There's not long between these races, but 10, 15 minutes can make a big difference, can't it?
Absolutely, and you're not going to have the same lane every race too. So you need to be down there and watching the lane before you to see what they're doing and how far they could push that transition.
Yeah, that's right. So it was Broadbeach who took out this event last year. As I mentioned earlier, Caves Beach in second and Hampton in third. I wouldn't be surprised to see if that Hampton team is also backing up from Barwon Head's 13th Beach, but now they are away and racing. And look, Kate, just as we spoke about, some different teams opting for different tactics.
Yeah, it's all where you can put your boat.
Wow, and Miami Beach, yeah, some big air there from Miami at the bottom of the screen. It looked like Sunset Beach from New Zealand got clipped, and Caves Beach Maroon have come out of the boats. They finished second last year in this event. We didn't see that coming here today, but that is why that execution is so important. Miami out in front at the moment.
Yeah, they've done a really good turn and pick up. It's going to depend on how this transition goes for them and how good their second team is. They might have a baller of a first team and not as fast in their second. So,
well, we are about to find out. Miami are making a move into that transition now. A big move was made from Barwon Head's 13th Beach on the way back into the sand, but it will be Miami that is first into the transition. So
they've got great water coming. If she can get in before this wave.
Yeah, that's right.
And
so everyone being turned around.
It.
They're going to get that first opportunity for it, but Barwon Head's 13th Beach not too far behind, and just like you predicted, a little wave standing up, but very well handled from Miami.
Yeah, they actually put it in the exact right spot for that. She was getting in dry sand, but the boat had water under the prop by the time she started it.
They have an advantage coming into the cans of the final time. A big turn there around that first marker.
Better turn from Miami than 13th?
Well, that's right, and Miami does have the pace to show for it now. They do have an advantage. It isn't a huge advantage, but they are out in front. Barwon Heads is making a move though, Kate. They are making a big move. Miami dropping down that wave out in front. Will it be enough? They just need to finish clean, and they do. Miami Beach winning gold here in the under-23 female IRB team's rescue ahead of Barwon Heads in second, and it looked as though it could have been Kurrawa that came across the line for the bronze, but it is Miami on the southern end of the field. Nailed all of the big moments, and as a result, they will walk away with the gold medal.
Yeah, that was a dominant performance in the end. The people were pushing them, but they just did everything right. It's great to see such a small program. They've got real quality. We're going to see them in the boys as well. They're moving really well.
Kate, I loved watching you call that race to them, because I could see you nodding when they were nailing those skill sets in the race too. That is the kind of gold medal that all of these athletes dream to win. Caves Beach, you can see there just coming out of the boat. That was a big surprise, but look at that turn and pick up from Miami. They were moving.
They've absolutely nailed it, and you might not see this on the broadcast. It's getting choppier and choppier on those cans. As soon as there's a bit of chop on the cans, if you push it too hard, your boat can skip out.
Look at this turn here from Miami. This really caught my eye. Talk us through it, because it looked like it was turned on an absolute dime.
Absolutely. The goal is to try and have your boat touching the can the whole way around. You don't want to be going wide, so they absolutely nailed that.
There were some nervous moments at the end there. Barwon Heads looked like they had that speed when they were moving through that flat water, but Miami flying down that wave gave them the boost to cross the line and win gold here as well. This is a fantastic result for the club. You can see the celebrations there on screen, and it is no wonder why. Huge smiles on the faces of Miami Beach, who are standing by with Harold Marshall.
We've got the winning Australian champions. The club is Miami. Mika's one of the drivers. Talk to us, introduce us to your team.
Okay, I'm Mika, and then we've got Kalisha, Layla, Nia, Ryan, and Finn.
So the sum of all parts has made you guys the Australian champion.
Yeah.
Miami, it's not one of the big powerhouses in IRB racing, but not everyone talks about it. No, let's talk about it. It's always about the Kurrawa or the Kiras, but Miami, how good is it to take another gold medal home to the club?
Miami's great. We've got heart, we have a good time, and we get it done, which is all we did, so we're very happy with this.
Anything else we need to add to that?
Well, we didn't get to race at States together because Mika wasn't here, so it was amazing getting Mika back and racing at Aussies. We knew he had it in the bag.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Miami, the Australian champions for the 23 teams.
And don't they love it as well, for good reason. Thank you very much, Harold. Huge smiles on the faces and some celebrations there. Executed perfectly, just like the race as well, Kate. That is what it's all about.
I'm very impressed with that post-celebration. I think they've practiced it a bit, but it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, that's right. So it was Miami Beach Team A coming out in front ahead of Barwon Heads 13th Beach. Kurrawa coming across the line for the bronze just ahead of Blackrock and Kawana Waters as well. It was a very tight race. It was a very technical race as well. You called it during the race that the wind is starting to pick up and it looks as though it might be swinging a little bit further to the south, or at least a little bit less offshore than what we saw at the start of the day's racing. And it is starting to create a bit of bump out there in the water that no doubt that is something that our male competitors are going to be keeping an eye off, who are standing by for a start as well. We had 3 tremi-finals to get here into this final, and this is how they will line up. Point Lookout Team B, Caves Beach Maroon, Newport Gold in Alley 3, Bryden in Alley 4, Sunset Beach from New Zealand, Broadbeach Team A, Kira Team A, Point Lookout Team A, and Thurul, not on screen there, but they are going to be starting from Alley 9 at the bottom of the screen. As I mentioned, 3 tremi-finals to get us into this final. As the conditions, well, you can see a really good shot of it there. It looks as though that wind is now starting to fan a little bit bigger from the side.
Yeah, which is going to make a difference in these turns. You'll find a lot, and it happens in the under-23 boys, full noise is what they know. They know to go flat out. They've got to know that in these chop, they might have to back it off a little bit, which is white line fever when you're in a race in an Australian title. Maybe backing off those turns a bit, keep it safer, get through.
Yeah, that's right. No doubt Kira, like we have seen right throughout the afternoon, are going to be ones to watch as well. They finished second in this event at Aussies last year. We have 4 of those 6 athletes backing up once again this year, the Queensland State Champions. They also took out their Tremi. Caves Beach winning one of their Tremis as well.
Caves Beach, Thurul and Newport have been standouts for New South Wales this year, all of them taking a couple of them, so it's going to be close between those guys.
Yeah, as they're standing by for a start here. Kira, the club has celebrated 2 gold medals in the 2 under-23 men's events so far in the afternoon. It was the B team that took out the tube, of course, and we've just seen the A's win the match rescue as well. Can they make it a sweep? That is going to be on their minds, and that is the thought that is on the face there, no doubt.
Absolutely. They're going out there to win everything. They don't want anything but the gold, so they're going to push it. They're really fast, these guys.
We're now in the starters' hands. Just easing back.
Gun's gone down and they've relaxed. There must be a bit of a wave coming through.
Yeah. So a few more moments here. Kate, are you noticing anything so far in the racing that we've seen about alleys that you might want to be in today?
It has changed a couple of times.
It has,
that middle of the field seems like they're being able to drag their boat out a bit further, but we saw lane 9 get an absolute blinder in another one as well. So I think it's changing, which is good because you don't want to just get a bad lane.
Yeah, that's right. It was the middle of the field who did get away well, but now we can see Kira starting to fly towards their boat. They may be first in, and they are going to be first through the break. So that is Kira Team A, who will take the lead in the early stages ahead of what looks to be Newport, Sunset Beach from New Zealand, and Broadbeach Team A as well. Broadbeach, the club won this event in 2024 and 2023, but at the moment it's Kira that's out in front.
And he's nailed that first turn. If he can go to this pickup and nail it too.
Yeah, very clean pickup, and that is a big advantage for this stage of the race as well. Thurul's starting to make a bit of a move. They are going to be in second, it looks like, at this point. Caves Beach Maroon and Point Lookout both doing a good job at the top of the screen. But look at Kira out in front. Kate, what are you seeing in this transition?
He set it onto absolute sand, so he doesn't have to run as far. These guys will get it out easy.
And a really clean turn for the boat as well. That caught my eye, that the crew just throwing their bodies into the sand to stop the momentum. And this is going to be the payoff. They are in the boat. They are the first ones to start making their way back out over the top. And very, very well handled to keep the nose down, the motor in the water. And look at that advantage.
They've just turned this race into their own. They've just got to nail these little things now. Take that turn, that one's fine. Clean pickup and they're home and hose.
A clean pickup will see them win gold, and that is what they have done at the moment. It is a very big lead for Kira Beach Team A. There is no denying this. They finished second last year in this event at the Australian titles, and now they are going to go one better. They are your SHARKSKIN Australian champions in the under-23 male teams race. A very tight finish. It looks as though we could have Newport and Caves Beach coming through for second and third, just ahead of Thirul, but there is no doubting our winner today. Kira making it 3 from 3 in the under-23 men's races this afternoon. That is extraordinary racing.
They are just such a good crew of kids, and these guys are going to be all backing up in the open races, and they're going to push those open guys. They are super, super quick, those boys.
The skills are so important in IRB racing, and in conditions like these as well, there isn't much to separate the field. But Kate, what are you seeing from Kira that's giving them such an advantage?
At the moment, I mean, obviously they've got such a good program. They've done it for so long. Their boats are dialed in. They are going fast. But these guys have got the skills at the moment. They're tight in their turns. They're coming through their pickups clean. Genetic advantage of those guys are really quick runners as well. It's not just boat speed. They're super fast, but they're putting their boats in the right spot as well.
Yeah, and that's a really important part of today, particularly as we have been speaking about the slightly changing wind as well. It just seems as though they are nailing every single part of their race. Another arrow fired into the sky and another gold medal for Kira Beach. Our champions are down on the sand with Harold.
That is it. 3 from 3 for the 23 males, but it's the first time we've spoken to this lady, the mother, the vibe master for the Kira Club. Tia, what's going through your mind at the moment?
God, normally I don't own these monkeys, but they are my monkeys and this is my circus, and I am so proud of these boys. All the work they put in all season, they deserve it. So back-to-back feels pretty good. Let's keep it rolling.
All right, anything else we need to add to that? Because that was pretty good.
No, I think we mic drop that and I'll let the boys say what they want to say.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
This is terrible. We're not doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, you're Australian champions from Kira.
Yeah, Harold, I guess when you've won so many gold medals in the afternoon, there's not that much left to say for Kira Beach, is there? They like totals, they like winning gold, they've just done it again. It is shaping up as some day for Kira Beach. They finish on top in the under-23 male IRB teams rescue here at the SHARKSKIN Australian IRB Championships ahead of Newport in second and Caves Beach in third. Newport and Caves at the northern end of that field in the race looked as though they were doing a really good job executing everything they had to, but Kira just on another level, Kate.
Well, it came down to that start from Cody. They had him shallower than everyone else. Awesome handlers down there. Had him a bit shallower. He could get in the boat. Once your boat's moving and everyone else is still running to their boat, that's going to make a big difference in the course.
Yeah, and so it did prove. Kira Beach on top once again as we get ready to move into our surf rescue finals here in the under-23 Australian SHARKSKIN IRB Championships. This is the fastest and most furious event on the program, the Surf Rescue, the blue ribbon event for IRB racing. It's a traditional rescue over the IRB course, but it is once only, meaning there is no margin for error.
No, we saw some transitions in those last two events, the mass and the teams. The transitions have made the race. You don't have that option. You've got to be first off the beach. You've got to nail your turns and pickups to be able to have any chance of winning this race.
And it is a really stacked field as well. On the northern end of the line there, Kurrawa Team A, Point Lookout Team A, Caves Beach White, North Cronulla Emotional Beach Wales, Barwon Heads 13th Beach Team MS, Kiama Downs Red, Sunset Beach Team HC from New Zealand, and Caves Beach Maroon. That is our start list in this Australian Championship final. Kurrawa on the northern end of the line. Well, they came second last year. They had Lara and Dana. Lara in the crew person, Dana driver last year. They are looking to go one better this time around. Little technical difficulty there, but we are back now.
We're back now. You can see now when you look across that, you've got boats that are further out to sea than others. So it's always going to be a gamble, and it really does come down to a lot to these handlers.
I'll put it on you now. Where would you want the boat racing today? Because we've seen teams opt for either way at the moment.
You know, as shallow as you can. The less you have to run to the boat goes faster than a runner.
And that's something that Kira's done really well so far. We will wait and see who can nail that now. We are underway in the under-23 female surf rescue race. And it looks as though it were the teams on the northern end of the line that got the best of it. But Kurrawa has flown over a wave that slowed them down ever so slightly. And now Barwon Heads is out in front just ahead of Kiama Downs. And it might be Caves Beach White there in bronze at the moment.
Those 13th girls, they're defending champions in this race. So they'll be looking to try and go back-to-back.
Yeah, that's right.
A little bit slow on that pickup, but they've still come out in front.
And they've given themselves the best opportunity to do so. It is Barwon Head's 13th Beach in front and maybe edging slightly further ahead. Kiama Downs is currently in second. Currow are making a big move, but if Barwon Heads gets out clean, then they are going to win gold, and that is what they have done. Barwon Heads 13th Beach are your Australian champions in the under-23 female surf rescue. It was very close in the race to second. Currow making a big move at the end there. Kiama Downs right in the spot as well. We will leave that result to the judges, but there is no denying who our winner is today, Kate.
No, that was a dominant race from them. She's really gone out there and just done everything right. There was nothing bad about that race. She's had all the pressure of trying to go back-to-back with a new club. Straight into the arms of Jake Pownall, the coach down there, for a big hug.
Kate, winning an Australian title is tough enough. We've seen Barwon Heads now do that twice in the afternoon in this female racing, but they've now defended 2 Australian titles as well along the way. That is an extraordinary result.
That's just so much pressure, because that's all you're thinking about. And as much as you're trying not to, all you're thinking about is, I won it last year, I can go back-to-back. So she's got to try and push that down and just get her technique right.
And that is what they've done. Celebrations are underway on the sand, and that is where we find Harold Marshall with our champions, Barwon Heads 13th Beach.
We meet again.
Yeah, pretty cool. You're cool.
So, is it one of the hardest races to win? Because any sort of imperfection out there, and it's just compounded that much, that looked so close to perfect.
Yeah, it's definitely hard work. There's a lot you got to get right, and not a lot of room for error. So being able to come through with that second year row is pretty cool.
Back-to-back is pretty awesome.
Back-to-back is pretty awesome. Yeah, stoked with that. Could not be happier. A lot of support. A lot of people backing us, which is really cool. Just enjoying it this year, which has been really nice. Just enjoying what we're doing and having fun has been huge for us.
Key word is fun. I just want to talk through that pickup. The first turn looked pretty swift. Pickup was so close to perfect.
Yeah, no, we came in super strong on the first can. Pickup, though, not so strong, but we got on the boat, and that's all that matters.
Here we have one more time, ladies and gentlemen, your Australian champions, Barwon Heads 13 Beach.
Who else we got?
Thank you very much, Harold. Yeah, huge smiles down on the beach, and it's very easy to see why. It has been a really impressive performance from Barwon Heads 13th Beach in these female finals this afternoon, and we expect nothing less as well. A really talented club. They've obviously celebrating what we think could be the first gold medals that the club has actually had in terms of having new members come across from Hampton as well this season. Plenty to celebrate there, but we do have one more final to get through today, and that is the under-23 male IRB Surf Rescue Final. It is Kira Team B on the northern end of the line, followed by Kawana Waters, Foster, Thirroul, Caves Beach, South Melbourne, Sunset Beach, and Kira Team A on the bottom of screen. So Kira bookends either end of the line, and it is Kira Team A who are the defending champions. It is the same team that is backing up to try and defend their gold medal. They've been doing a good job of that so far. The Queensland state titles, it was a 1-2 for Kira in this event, and Kira Team A and Kira Team B both won their semi-finals. So Kira certainly dominant in this event, but it's all about delivering in this moment right now.
Absolutely, it's theirs to lose. You've got people like Sunset Beach come over from New Zealand. They are a hot tip in this race as well. They're in the middle of the field there, so they could get that water where they can get in earlier.
And that could be the difference between a gold medal, between finishing off the podium. So we are standing by for a start. A reminder once again, closest to camera there, that is Kira Beach Team A, our defending champions.
I think confidence breeds confidence, though, too.
Yeah.
They'd be riding on a high, these two Kira boys. They'll want to go 1-2 in this, and they'll want to be fighting it out between each other who it is.
Yeah, I think there is what do we say? No club mates in the water, hey? Once you're in the water, everyone is going to be doing all they can to try and win the gold in our final race here for the afternoon, the under-23 male surf rescue final. Standing by for a start. The starters have done a really good job today of getting everyone away clean, because like we've been speaking about it certainly hasn't been easy. Tactics have come to the fore. We've had predominantly Kira has been actually opting to have that boat as far in as possible. I can see South Melbourne Gee, are they taking a bit of a risk there being that shallow? It looks like they're considerably further back than everyone else.
They're the ones who are testing the water. So
yep.
I saw in the last race, that's where the Kira girls were as well. So
yeah.
there must be a little bank there that's allowing them to do that. You can push it and try the gamble and get the win from doing that, but it could be someone like that, South Melbourne, who have been on fire in Victoria, of getting better water and getting out there. Then they've just got to do all the little technical things right once they get that lead.
Well, it's our fastest and most furious race here on the program, the Surf Rescue. It is a mad dash out and in. So there's no margin for error, but if you can take a risk and it pulls off, that could see a gold medal around your neck. So just holding ever so slightly here. Once again, it's been so great to bring you these under-23 finals here at the SHARKSKIN Australian Championships this afternoon. We will be back tomorrow for those open finals as well. And in really exciting news, we are going to be on Channel 10 next week too, so everyone who is here competing can go home and watch that. But before then, we need to get underway in this under-23 male surf rescue race and hand out a gold medal. Kira's looked as though first to the boat.
Yeah.
Kira walking a long way back in, and it looked as though they did that while they were set. They punched through that wave. They get a nice little shot of acceleration on the other side, and they're going to have the advantage going into the cans.
He's got to calm himself down into this and nail this turn.
They have that advantage, perhaps a little bit wide around the cans.
Bogged down a little bit and cavitated, and through the middle of the fields come through in front of them.
That looks like it's Caves Beach Maroon, but just when we thought Kira had slipped up, they've nailed the second turn to shoot back in front. It is Kira Beach out in front. It looks as though Sunset Beach is battling with Caves Beach for second, but that is a very handy margin for Kira Beach, nailing the dismount. It is very tight coming across the line, but Kira Beach will win gold. It was very close there for either Thirroul or Caves Beach. I couldn't quite pick the cap. Predominantly white there for second. Kira Beach Team B made a really big move on that way back in. They were also in that photo finish. That could be the closest finish we've seen there for one of the Mitre medals today, but Kira Beach Team A.
That was amazing. Cody's, like, they've gotten out there first.
Yep.
He bogged down in the pickup, as in he sat there and his prop was cavitating. He let them back in, but then he's just gone straight out and done probably the fastest pickup you'll see today.
That was extraordinary. We're going to see it now, Kate. So talk us through this turn there. They've just whipped wide.
Down there,
yeah.
Maybe gone in a bit hot.
Yep.
But then he's driven straight through this pickup to bring him straight back in.
Wow. That is gutsy racing, isn't it? That is gutsy racing. And look at the advantage that they've picked up as a result. One, maybe even two boat lengths there coming out of the cans. All about nailing the dismount. They knew they were going to do that, and that caps an incredible afternoon for Kira Beach. It looked as though it could have been Thirroul there. We are going to get those official results through in just a moment, but we do know who has won the gold medal, and that is Kira Beach once again. Harold, they just cannot stop winning today.
No, they cannot stop. I don't know what else we need to know, because it looked like on that first turn it could have been curtains for you guys. Just slid out a tiny little bit.
Yeah, just slid out in that first turn, a little hot. But no, good pickup, and actually no, it wasn't really a good pickup.
Almost missed.
No, it was good.
Almost missed that one. It was enough to get you across the line. Now, the carnival started on Wednesday. It was a tough day. The three of you representing Queensland. What is this doing, I guess, for your vibes now, noting that you guys were somewhat disappointed with Wednesday?
I don't know, we were pretty low on Wednesday. It kind of fell out the boat on the Taplin, got us DQ'd, but yeah, I don't know. We couldn't have done it without SHARKSKIN though, providing us with the gear, so keeping us warm and ready to go every race.
All right, that's it. That wraps up the finals package, because you guys will be backing up for the Opens later on this afternoon and tomorrow, and they'll be featured in the finals again.
Thank you very much, Harold, and a huge congratulations to Kira Beach. They have just won the fourth gold medal in these men's races this afternoon. That is a clean sweep, 4 from 4, and how's my memory? I think that's 6 for the afternoon as well for the club.
Yeah, the girls picked up a couple there. They picked up that tube and I believe the teams race.
Yeah, gee, it all happens in the blink of an eye, doesn't it? But it's all about delivering in the moment when that starting gun fires, and that is what Kira has done. There is no doubting who is going to be our under-23 point score champion, that's for sure. That is one of the most dominant performances that we will see. Just recapping those results, as we are still waiting for...
Because they didn't just win gold medals, they were first and third in that tube, and they were in places as well, and it was their B team that took out one of the races too. It wasn't all the same team taking out gold, so it's good. They've got that depth. It's not just one team going out there. They've got them all out there.
Yeah, and a really strong reflection of the program as well, isn't it, Kate? We're just waiting actually to get these results official. We will stay with you to bring you those as soon as that does come through. But what does this say about Kira? We know the numbers, we know the records, we know the point score wins of Kira, but to continually to produce young IRB races, it's extraordinary.
Yeah, well, they had such a good team coming through. Ben Domaraki was racing from when he was 19, 20, and he was this kid coming through. We didn't have 23s back then, and now they've brought through kids underneath them that are following in the footsteps. There's a lot of families in that club as well. They're all the brothers and sisters racing. There's husbands and wife. There's all of that. They've got a really good family environment. They're a huge team, but there's so much quality there too.
And the one thing that stands out to me, my first time here at the SHARKSKIN IRB Aussie Championships, is just how much fun they're having as well. It's it's really impressive to see.
Winning's always fun. They've got a big team, so even if the guys in their team who aren't in those races, they're stoked. They train with them every day. They're stoked to see them win. So you come across the line and you're just into hugs from your whole team. It's an amazing environment.
Yeah, that's right. So just recapping those results, they are now official. It is Kira Beach 10A on top, but it was Caves Beach Maroon who came across the line for second. That's the team of Samuel Coppin, Flynn Wallace-Smith and Shay Harvey there, just ahead of the rules. Not sure. Jared Turner, Max Montgomery and Layla Montgomery. But our winners today, Ty Smith, Cody Nash and Taya Domaraki from Kira Beach. We did pick the white cap of the Flash coming across the line in second. We didn't know if it was Caves or Thirul, but they were actually second and third there. I thought Kira Team B was going to make a late push. They certainly made up a lot of ground on the way back in, but they were fourth across the line ahead of Kawana, Sunset Beach, Foster and South Melbourne, rounding out our final. And that also rounds out our under-23 racing this afternoon as well. It has been an exhilarating, it has been a flying, and it has been such an exciting start to the SHARKSKIN IRB Championships here at Southwest Rocks. We are going to be back tomorrow for our open finals. Those open heats are about to get underway down on the beach as well as we start to whittle our way back through. Kate, one thing that we know that those finals are going to bring after seeing today's action is it's going to be close and it's going to be exciting racing.
Yeah, it's really, they've got a lot of racing to get through. There's a lot of teams to race. And these guys who have just gone out on a high, just won gold medals, they're going to be straight back into the boat to race heats in the Opens because they want those open gold medals as well. So no rest for these guys, no celebration until the job's done, which is the Opens. And given the talent that we have seen across the under-23 categories this afternoon, they are really going to be in the hunt for so many of these open medals as well. And there have been medals already handed out. There's been celebrations, there's been handshakes, and there has been so many special moments here at Southwest Rocks to begin our SHARKSKIN Australian IRB Championships. Thank you so much for joining us here on our opening day's final package. The under-23 races are decided. We will be back for tomorrow's open finals, and we cannot wait to bring you all of that action. My name is Sam Jordan. I've had the honour of sitting alongside Kate Harris. Kate, thank you very much for joining us in commentary. No worries. It's a very different thing for me. It was enjoyable. I liked it.
And we cannot wait to be back here tomorrow to hand out more gold medals at the SHARKSKIN Australian IRB Championships.